What's up everybody, it's your boy Duty, back again with another video, and today we're taking a look at our boy DSP's financial records of the business and checking out to see if our boy Phil had enough money for his day off yesterday, and also take a look at how the liquidity is rolling in for our boy Phil. As you guys know, Phil had an amazing week last week, where OIC aka Jinx came in and dropped a whole bunch of tips, and yes, not planned, not expected, not coordinated, like our boy Phil likes to say. And yeah, so I'm happy to report DSP must have had a wonderful day off this week. And interesting enough, he actually posted something on his community page saying that he got something new for the stream. So apparently he must have taken the funds that he received from OIC, which totaled about $1,600, and bought something, I guess, for the business. Instead of course saving it for a rainy day, he had to go and spend it like the consumer he is. So anyway, you guys are here to look at the numbers, and I'm here to report it. Big ups to GameFace Gaming. He is on Twitter. He actually does a daily post of the financial information that's reported out on Twitter on his page, and he kind of tracks everything related to DSP and his memberships, tips, super chats, and so on. So of course, like always, your boy Duty is just going to be looking at the tips and the super chats, and then he'll be looking at his work week and comparing it to last week to see, you know, kind of roughly if Phil is trending up. And then of course we're going to be looking at how he's done so far for 2023, and then do a comparison to 2022 to see if the business is healthy and if he's on track for either meeting or exceeding the business goals for the year. So let's get into it. So you guys know he streamed 6 days this week. He started on the 11th and streamed all the way to the 16th, and as you can see, he received a whopping total of $2,285 for the work week. And then in super chats, as you can see, he only made $358, which is interesting, and I'll point that out in a few minutes. So for a grand total of $2,643. Now, some of you guys have posted on my comment section asking, hey, can you kind of do a breakdown of what he made and then kind of exclude what OIC aka Jinx tipped, and that's what I did. So based on the totals, it looks like OIC aka Jinx tipped Phil about $1,600. So he did roughly about $150 tips for the 11 streams, I think, and then on one stream he tipped about, I'm gonna say, $86. So I just rounded up to $1,600. So yeah, for the work week, Phil received $1,600 from his boy OIC. Now that's interesting because, again, I said he made $2,285. If you exclude those tips, Phil only pulled in $685. So I'm pointing this out because Phil loves to spread the false narrative that he has so many contributors, he has so many people that support him, and of course we don't believe that. We know that his business is held up by several dents, and it's the same people tipping over and over again, and there's no new influx of cash from other people. And this right here clearly shows it. And the reason why I say it clearly shows it is because he only made $685 from other people on streams, and that was way less than the week before. As you can see from the week before, he made $835, which was pretty low in itself. It was pretty low. He averages roughly about $1,000 a week in tips. So he wouldn't even get close to one of his lowest weekly tip streams. You know, right? If you take that $1,600 out, he only made $685. And then the other interesting thing that I wanted to highlight was the super chats. Last week, which of course was a slow week, Phil only pulled in $452 in super chats. Even with all this wonderful support and all that, he only pulled in $358 for super chats. So if it wasn't for OIC coordinating with Phil, this would have been a very bad week for Phil. And we know he just recently had the 2 big bills and other stuff that, you know, he needs that he normally gets. And then coming off the fact that the week before that was a terrible streaming week for him, you know, related to the business. So, yep, if you guys wanted to know, OIC kicked in about $1,600. If he wouldn't have had that disability check to give to Phil, Phil would have been rocking a pitiful $685 in tips. So, there you go. That's the information. Hope you guys found that very informative. Okay, so now let's look at 2023 as a whole. He's been streaming for a little over 5 months. And as we can see here, for his totals for the year so far, he's pulled in $21,039. And then for super chats, he's pulled in $8,265 for a grand total of $29,304. Now, if we take the same time period in 2022, you can see that Phil is still lagging behind. Now, he caught up a little bit because he was roughly negative 25% in tips. As you can see here, he's only negative 20%. So that OIC bump really helped him, you know, catch up a little bit. But it's still pretty shitty. As you can see here, his total is $21,039 in tips for the year of 2023. Last year, he made, for the same period, he made $26,154. So he is negative 20%. He's still negative 20% year over year in tips. For super chats, he pulled in $8,265. In 2022, for the same time period, he pulled in $11,004 for. So that means he is negative 25% for the year over year. So that's still high. He still has a way to go to make up for lost revenue. And I know some people might say, well, what about the memberships and all that? Yeah, possibly memberships may have helped him, make a little bit more money and get him where he's supposed to be for the year. But then you got to look at ad revenue. His views are way worse. They're very bad for the year. And I'll show that real quick. But again, I don't want to get into the views. I don't want to get into the YouTube ad revenue because it's a little hard to calculate. But, you know, again, tips, super chats. And for a grand total, okay, so he made so far, so for 2023, he's made $29,304. And then in 2022, he pulled in $37,160 for that same time period. So Phil is negative 22% for the year. We're close to the half-point mark for this year, Phil. And unless you start, doing some more meaningful content and pumping out something new, you're gonna do worse than you did last year. You are. As it relates to tips and super chats, and again, I'm not including ad revenues, I'm not including memberships and all that. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's not good for Phil. I mean, thankfully for OIC, let's give him a round of applause. OIC, he's helped them. He's helped Phil kind of cut down the loss, the year-over-year loss in tips. But of course, super chats are still terrible. So that is it. Next thing I'm gonna do here is I am going to pull up Social Blade. Yeah, hold on. Social Blade YouTube. Again, Social Blade YouTube is very good for calculating the views. The ad revenue stuff is always off. It's never right. They just don't know. But for like subscribers and views, they're very, very good. As you can see here, so in May, here, Phil is rocking. Oh no, that was April. I'm sorry. So the last total that they have here is April, which was 269,000 views. And again, a lot of that was due in part to him having to delete a lot of his podcasts because of the whole channel strike. So they don't have May's numbers out yet, but I mean, you can kind of see here his totals. As you can see what he's been kind of pulling in for his daily totals here. and honestly, it's straight garbage. 16,000 views for a person that creates how many videos a month? I mean, how many videos a week he does? Really? I mean, this is terrible. 16,000, and you have to remember that he is getting some viewership on his older playthroughs. So for a channel his size, he should be making way more views than this. I mean, he should even with his crappy content, he should be getting 50 to 60,000 views a day, and he's nowhere near that. It's pretty bad. So as you can see, his views are down. So of course, when your views are down, your ad revenue is going to be down. So although some people may say, well, the memberships help him out, yeah, he'll get money with the memberships, but he's losing money on ad revenue because his views are crapalicious. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Phil, you need to work a little harder. You need to pump out more meaningful content, and hopefully the views, the ad revenue, the super chats, and the super thanks will continue to grow. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.